Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. Namo Buddhaya. After this a peaceful meditation session, as this is the right time to contemplate and reflect upon the Dhamma. When we reflect upon the Dhamma, that means we are developing the causes and conditions to check our mind and to know what is going on in the mind, what is happening within the mind, and how we can reform our own mind. That is why Dhamma Savana is a qualities of developing wisdom, as well as this is a quality of growing in Kushala Dhamma. The most challenging things we confront in our life is to check our mind. We are confronted with this thing, which is very important, that we constantly check our mind from negative tendencies, and also we trying to develop the positive. We foster the mind with positivities, positive qualities, which lead us to freedom, to awakenment, to liberation. And that's all about the Dhamma. When we see the Kushala Dhamma and Akushala Dhamma, what the Buddha trying to summarize, trying to give a wonderful technique that we have to let go of the akushalas and to develop the kushalas. But it doesn't simply happens like that when we say to remove the akushalas. Though we know we want to leave or let go the tendencies, but we still fall into the old habits, isn't it? We wish to remove that akushalas from the mind, but we don't know how to remove it. That's why Dhamma practice is necessary. We think that, oh, I know everything. I am epitome of so much of knowledge. I'm storehouse of this and that. But we don't know how to manage our own mind and life. Then ultimately, we end up in suffering. All our so-called knowledge and skills is of no use. But if you learn the skills, if you learn the Dhamma, that how to remove those negative causes and conditions, and you know how to develop the positivities, you know how to foster the qualities, then actually you are a wise person. You are constantly growing in blessings. You are making the best use of your life. You know, in the dimension of the Dhamma, you're trying to make your life more meaningful, more peaceful. That is what the Buddha teaches us. Now, today we will be discussing about this, the causes to develop the kushalas, and also in the negative aspects, we have to let go the akushalas. How do we let go them? Because unless and until we let go the akushalas, the kushalas will not enter into the mind. That is as simple as that. Our mind is totally constantly contacted with the eye impressions, the sensory world. We don't have restraint over the senses. When you come into the vihara, the same thing, same story. You come to the vihara to let go the akusalas, but you still your mind hanker and run after your so-called worldly pleasures. You don't find delights in the vihara as well, you know. If you go to the top of the mountain, also you won't find it. You still carry those burden. If you go to a solitude place, you find the same thing. Why? Because the causes remains there in your heart. So the first thing is the kushalas. Let go the kushala akushalas. If you see the teachings, how the Buddha teaches very skillfully, that we have to establish ourselves in the wholesome habits. You have developed the Sila Dhamma. You have to establish yourself in the practice of Sila. The Sila is not like a sort of rules, a set of rules, and you do chanting every day. You do this sort of rituals, that sort of rituals, and you never connect to your life. Some people say that Sila is beyond our life. The moment you try to differentiate, and then absolutely there is you have not understood at all. Sila, it should be imbibed, should be connected to our own life. You should reflect upon that. Why do I have to take the Sila practice? The Buddha said, Sila Dhamma, if you are established in Sila, what happens actually? Many people, they don't know. Sila actually, down the line, if you see Sila strikes at the root, Sila removes the akusala's tendencies. You know, when you lead a disciplined life, a moral life, that means you are removing the conditions, the tendencies of akusalas, the akusala dhammas. That is how the first factor is that one has to practice sila in his or her life. Anybody, for example, for the monks, maybe the higher precepts, for you, the basic 5 or 8 precepts. And sometimes you can take the Gahata Silas, the Dasa Sila for the householders. So the first factor is to check our mind from Akusala, the Silas. When you try to commit yourself, then you are checking your mind. The next factor is also helpful is your restrainment. How you have to guard. You have to be just like a guard, a sentry over the senses. You know, you have to put a control over your senses. Indriya Samvara is also very important. How many of you know this word, Indriya Samvara, restrainment of our senses? Whatever we see, perceive through our ear, through our nose, through our eyes, through our tongue, bodily contact, and through our mind doors. These are the doors where we can perceive the outside things, the outside objects. And the restrainment of our own senses are very much important in the practice of Sila, practice of Dhamma, because the akusalas will only enter through these doors. The Tanha, the Abhijja, everything is there. Buddha says, Ethesa Tanha upajjamana upajjati, Ethesa Tanha nirujjamana nirujjati. In one of the sutta, Buddha says, from there the Tanha arises, from there. And from that sense door, we think that Tanha is outside. Tanha takes the root from there. And Tanha will not come alone. It goes with our ignorance, our delusions, perceiving the things wrongly, with not correct understanding. So Indriya Samvara, in any respects, with your dealings, with your everything, you just see just a seeing, just mere seeing. You hear a mere hearing. You don't try to give any level to it. How many of us actually practice it? That is also very important. But to do that, Indriya Samvara, you also need mindfulness. You also need sati, otherwise how is it possible? But say a person who is very new, he doesn't know what is sati. But for him, Indriya Samvara is very helpful when we regularly practice that restraint. We don't grab the things or we just hold on to the objects whichever we perceive at once. But we use our clear comprehension, we use our right attitude. We neither develop greed nor develop anger. Rather, we see our mind, state of mind in the mind, what is happening. So Indriya restraining over the eye door, ear door, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. Sometimes mind also cheat us, plays a trick. You are sitting here, but you're not listening to the Dhamma. You're planning. You're agitated. You are restless. Is it a happy mind? Is that a good state of mind? Are you observing that? Is the causes for the Kushala Dhamma? Is that mind bring you happiness? No, certainly no. So the third aspect, so far we discussed very interestingly, and the third is you have to have the matanyuta. You have to moderation in your eating and moderation in your sleeping. You want to check the akusalas. You don't want the akusalas to come, but food, your attachment to to the food, you don't have any moderation. And that is how we got entrapped. We got trapped in this kilesas again. And we develop the akushala through this, you see. So moderation in your eating, when you have you know the proper amount, you know what your body needs. You reflect upon that I'm just exist, just not to live. My existence is not to just eat and sleep. Our existence shouldn't be like that. How many of us, we spend so much of time in preparing what we should eat in the morning breakfast, how we should eat in the lunch, and then you plan for the dinner, and then you say, oh no, this menu is not good, we should have something more, some different types of cuisines and delicacies. How much you, like the upasikas, they know. Of course, the men also know different. So we spend so much of time in this, and then also sleeping. We don't have any moderation in our how much we should sleep. For some people, they find so much happiness. They find the day and night they just want to sleep, eat nicely, sleep nicely. This is what the motto of life is. But forget it. Then how about Dhamma? Where is your kushala and akusala? Are you checking the akusalas from the mind? The Buddha says only a person has to sleep only one watch of the night. He divides the night into 3 watches. Actually, our body needs only few hours to repair, to get the rest. But we give so much importance to these things, and we forget about to taking care of our own mind, forget about our practice. So these are the factors which, if you actually really contemplate and reflect, it will help you to remove the conditioning of our mind. You remove the akusalas, sila practice, restrainment, having control over the senses, you see, control over your object, the visual objects, control over your the sound which you hear, Many people are so mad, after, for example, music can be a very distracting factor. Seeing something, visual objects can be a distracting thing. Smell or even taste, even the comfort and luxuries, even the planning and imaginations. We these are the things, you see. So then what we should do, in the Buddha, one of the sutta, he says, Anamatagga, the Sansara Anamatagga Sutta, Sansara has no beginning, no end. But in this vicious and long journey of life, we happens to be born as human beings. We come in contact with right causes and conditions. We born to a good environment, and we have supporting factors. We have the suitable locality. You see, we have good teachers around us. We have a good parents. Those are factors which will lead us to kushala dhammas. Those are the positive conditions, positive factors. So the first positivity is, the first factor is could be yoniso manasikara. When somebody reflect rightly, when you think about the causes, the positive causes, well, the Buddha Sasana is still present. We have still a chance to practice the Dhamma. We have still time to perfect our sila, develop our mind, and grow in wisdom, and so forth. When we reflect like that, then actually our mind becomes inclined, and it just grounded upon the right understanding. It is also a part of wisdom, yonisa manasikara. When somebody is ready to reform his mind, then he will naturally incline towards Dhamma practice. Then the next factor comes that we should associate with a wise company. Somebody will depend upon the wise people. We should live in vicinity to them. In Pali, it is called Sappurisa Nisaya. When, for example, you coming to the vihara, you are associating with the Bhantes. This simply means that you are associating with wise people, whether they are lay people or ladies or monks. They are our kalyana mittas, they are noble friends. And the noble friends will show you something good, something meaningful to your life. They will foster your Dhamma practice. The wise people will not deteriorate, not lead you to the wrong path. If they are truly wise enough, they will help you to grow in Dhamma. They will encourage you to practice the dana, sila, bhavana, or vipassana, like that. So when we have this asana with us, we have the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. A person should actually, if he wisely contemplate, he should make use of this time. He will encourage to perform dana or practice sila or even meditate. And these are the factors of happiness. These are the factors of punya, cultivating goodness. We think that how can we grow in punya? Just like I mentioned, akusalas have conditions. If you give rise to akusalas, then you are going in a wrongful way, in a negative directions. Similarly, when you develop the conditions for the kusalas, your direction shall be changed. You are growing in the right directions. It's your choice how you're going to give the directions. So the first is to know that what is right and what is wrong for you. When the Buddha Sasana still exists, we have the opportunity to grow in Dhamma. That is called right That is called the Yoniso Manasikara, the wise reflections. Reflection about the Sila, reflections on the Samadhi and Panya. Then the wise friends, as I said, the wise company are also equally important to help us to grow in the Dhamma, because sometimes we are so heedless, we are not that mindful enough. The wise person will tell you, they will show you the correct path. You see, if you now you give up your home, you sacrifice your home and come here, for what? To associating with the wise, to cultivating that practice, to cultivating the causes, the cause to happiness, the cause to cultivate the merits. The third factor is called Dhamma Savana, is also important, because Dhamma Savana, when the Bantes or the teachers teach you, oh, these are the benefits of dana, these are the benefits of practicing sila, that's what you have to practice sila. And when you have samadhi, then you have clarity in the mind, you have wisdom in the mind, and you will be free from suffering. You see, you'll grow in blessings and in wisdom in many ways. So the teachers, they teach you Dhamma in so many ways. That means it is also a factors to grow in wisdom, to cultivate that kushala Dhamma. Dhamma Savana is itself is a kushala. It's a wholesome thing. If you don't listen to the Dhamma, if you could listen something else. There are so many things available to pollute the mind. Isn't it? So many stuff outside. Why Dhamma Savana? Because Dhamma Savana brings about the understanding in the mind, brings the peace in our mind. It gives relaxation to our mind. It gives wisdom. We feel happy. And it is very practical. So that is the reason why we have to listen the Dhamma until we are perfect. When we are perfect once, maybe we actualize, we experience the Dhamma in our heart. But until then, we need the guidance, we need the teachings. The fourth factor, similarly, is very important, that suitable locality, residing in a very conducive and suitable locality. Though we have so many factors, as I said, when a person chooses a suitable locality is indeed a blessing. Imagine the people who are born in the war zone now, in the Russia and Ukraine border. You are there now. Or you are in the Middle East, where there's constant fear, anger, fear to survive. Then what about the Dhamma practice? That land where absolutely unrest all the time, and fear and anxiety build up every moment. You don't know what will happen the next moment. Those sort of conditions is not good for our own development. So suitable locality, patirupa desavaso, is a blessing. So one should choose wisely where one should live, because our surrounding conditions mold our life. You see, if you want to learn about the vihara, the life in the monastery, then you should come and experience here. You can go to the market, or you can go to some other places to experience it. If you want to experience the meditation, then you should come to a meditation center. Why? Because environment matters. Environments gives us a positive and healthy atmosphere to grow the positive things in our life. So if you live among the thieves or among the unwise people, your life will be like that. You see. So Patirupadesavaso is very suitable, and one should actually think about it, where also the climatic conditions also support, where we have the very adverse and very tough climate, very extreme cold and hot. Then how do you do that? It's also not very good. So in terms of place, you have to consider the people around you, the environment, whether the Buddha Sasana is there or not. Is there any chance to practice? There may be some affluent, very rich countries, rich area, but no Dhamma. You have plenty of everything around you, but no food for the mind. You have everything. Then you just live the life like that, very comfortable life, but no Dhamma. Then our human life remains unexplored. We really don't explore the potentialities of our mind. We remain in the physical world. We're happy up to a certain extent, but we don't cultivate, nurture the mind. So the condition, the environment also plays an important role in Dhamma practice. So for the lay persons also, you should choose a right place among the wise people where we can at least protect the sila. You can give dana, you can meditate. The last factor also, which a very important among all the things what I just explained, is merits. Pubecha kata punyata, to have the merits from the past lives. Because of goodness in the past, we are here in the present. And the good, being good in the present, will lead you good in the future. Do you understand that? It's very simple. If you are cultivating goodness in the past life, you have everything here. Good locality, good teachers around you, a good place to live in, and the Dhamma to offer dana and to make merits. But you don't use that in the present life, then you will not get it in the future. So when we understand the importance of merits, then we set our life in such a way that we will even grow further. You know, past merits is good. Because of past merit, we are here with all human happiness, all the bliss of our life. But if you don't use it, then are you growing towards the light? Are you going further, or you're going downwards? It should be contemplated. One has to know this. We have everything, but these are the things which are not permanent. Our life is also not subject to remain for a long time. So when we have everything around us, a wise person should, without wasting any time, put forth effort in making merits, put forth effort in cultivating goodness, and fill up his heart with goodness. Because Buddha says a punya, the merits, is just like the another name for happiness. Punya is synonymous to happiness. The more meritorious a person is, the more happy he is. More demeritorious a person is, more miserable he is. This is very simple. So the cultivation of merits is a blessings, and that merits will take you towards blessings, and that merits will in turn helps us to perfect the paramis. Just like drop by drop, in your bathrooms, in the washrooms, you put a bucket and let the water drop, top, tip, tip, tip every night. Then in the morning, you see your bucket is full. Similarly, imagine if you collect and accumulate the merits every day, then your life will be, you accumulate a lot of merits in your life. It will fill up with so much of merits. So it is good to practice the Sila, good to practice the Dhamma, but not only every day, but throughout our own life, throughout our whole life. You may say, when this Dhamma will end? How many years I have to practice like this? Am I going to get some degree, something, doctorate or something? I'm doctorate of Dhamma. I'm PhD in this and that. In fact, Buddha says, no time is timeless. Until you become, you're liberated, you're free. Until you attain arahanthood, you have to cultivate Dhamma. You have to build up these spiritual qualities within you till the life's end, till you become old. Not only for the young ones, for the old ones also, they have to put forth the effort. Because these things will go with you when you pass away. So in Dhammapada, Buddha says, Sukho yava jara silang. Practice of Sila is good to uphold the Sila, perfect the Sila until life's end. Sukho saddha patithita. It is good to have that strong faith until life's end, until we pass on. That sort of commitment, conviction must be there. Sukho panyaya patilabho, papanang akaranang sukhang. He says it is good to, gain the wisdom through the cultivation of mind. And it is also good not to commit any evil, not to indulge in unwholesome things, the negative factors. So I have summarized till now, until 30 minutes we spent in Dhamma reflections. Half an hour is almost gone. So far we discussed about I told you about the factors to remove the negative tendencies from the mind. And these tendencies will not go away simply like that. You have to use your skillful means. You have to reflect upon your own actions. When you say, I want to let go of this negativity, why is so much of akusalas come to me? Why can't it come to others? Why I have this kind of mind? Why I have this much of suffering? Why I am facing these problems? Why can't others? But others have the same story. Maybe a suffering have in different dimensions, in different forms. It's may not be the same. The physical suffering, maybe he looks very fit and healthier, but you are not fit and healthier, but you have a good mind. But that person is healthy, but not a good mind, unhealthy mind. Could be different. The suffering can be manifold. You see? So we have to use our clear understanding into the things as they are and remove those causes for unhappiness, the causes for our problems. You let them go and you develop it, the wholesome factors which I just now mentioned. Okay, so I think I have to leave at this today because time is approaching. We have limited time. So please reflect on these Dhamma teachings which we just said. At factors, there are 4 factors, as I told you, to remove the negative causes, akusalas, and the 5 different skills. But these are skills actually you have to do it by yourself. It's not like numbering, you number it and you remember it, and then you don't do anything. The problem is that we know, we by heart it, but you don't do it. That's the difference between learning and really putting into practice and realizing and then experiencing. The same wisdom can be divided in different way. Okay, so I will leave at this point. We will take it off from the next week. May the blessings of Buddha Dhamma Sangha be with you all. May you all grow in blessings and in Dhamma and contemplate and the qualities of Kushalas. Grow those qualities, develop those qualities in your life, and remove the tendencies of unwholesome qualities in your life. May the wisdom of Lord Buddha surround your life all the time. May you keep growing on the path of Dhamma and blessings until attainment of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.